Hari Om to all the Atmajyotis, divine light of the self. We start with the prayer. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. So we have Rahul ji here, who is giving us a neuroscience perspective of how we are not in control of anything, the doership aspect of our life, which is the most damaging one. So prakriteh kriyamanani gunai sarvani karmashaha ahankara vimudhatma karta aham iti manyate. That's the shloka from chapter 2 we are dwelling upon, and he is giving us a neuroscience perspective. He's a leadership coach, and so we continue this session. We started last week, and now we are going to continue with it. Oh, yes, yours. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Purnimaji. Thank you so much. Namaste, everyone. Hari Om to all of you. So I think Purnimaji also asked, let's quickly maybe spend 5 minutes to just see what all we to remember from the last session. So anything that stood out, any experience that stood out, or any learning that stood out, please do share. What do you remember from the last session?
You asked us the questions, what are the factors which influences our nature? And we all had different stimuli, from different, the way how it stimulates us. So we all named, and you had a list, and you did share that you have 140 list or 140 and some more is getting added and all. Yeah. Every question had something to add up for what you asked. Yeah.
Thank you. What else? Anything else?
And then you played some video and the voice that recognizing the words of the video, and each one of us, we had a different listening thing to that.
Absolutely.
What we see and what we hear that changes according to people, and you said that changes varies according to even height and weight of the person.
Everything, yeah, true, very true.
And next thing is you shared your story about how you gained weight. So what I pick up most important thing in my mind that even changes the physical appearance also.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Our thoughts are not just impacting our mind, it's impacting our body also. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So it was more else? Like a perception. Some of the ideas what you gave us, it's our perception, what we see, what we hear, what we think. We kind of become that, or we, yeah.
Anything else?
Every person has a different view of the same thing projected.
Yeah, correct. That again makes us question then what reality actually is. If different people are perceiving the same reality in different ways, then is reality itself? And it sort of triggers us to think in those lines. So we will connect those dots today. So, anything else from anyone else? Take that as a no. So let's imagine this situation. Sorry, ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು like the diagrams you showed, that balls, and when the different color is passed through that, it was reflecting like a different color. All the balls were of the same color.
The same color.
But
yes.
Like that was it.
Correct. So ivattu I will be showing you something in continuation to that today. Okay. I think one sort of thematic question that I would want all of us to contemplate by the end of today's session is, so what? So what? So there's so many things that we probably get to understand and experience, but the whole question is, so what? Idetkondu ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಈ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು, that is the bigger question. Of course, one main agenda is to connect it to prakriteh kriyamanani ಗುಣೈ ಕರ್ಮಾಣಿ ಸರ್ವಶಃ. ಆ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಅಜೆಂಡಾ, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇಸ್, so what? So that's the most important one. So we'll move in that direction. Sumaji, you wanted to share something?
No.
So, okay. So based on some learnings that I had again from Prabhuji, the other books that I've also studied, and a couple of other gurus that I've had, there's this very beautiful analogy that I got to learn, which I'd like to share. So, ಇದು ನಂಗೆ ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರ ಅಂತ, but yeah, for those of whom who have not probably heard this, okay. So imagine there is a huge room. Okay, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಒಂದು ರೂಮ್ ಇದೆ. It's completely empty. There are no corners in the room. It's like, probably imagine it to be a huge circular room, or completely shapeless room. A huge basement ತರ, plain floor, plain walls, plain ceiling, nothing at all. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, just white floor, white ceilings, and white walls. There's just one door to it. So now this room ಒಳಗಡೆ, so there are some people coming into this building, and whoever comes into that building, there is one person standing outside like a security guard, and they're just telling these people, go wait inside this room. Okay, go wait inside this room ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So now the first person to arrive at the building, let's assume that this person was wearing a violet colored shirt. Okay, I would want you to please imagine that. Imagine the person wearing a violet colored shirt, and this Achkade security guard has told this person, now go inside the room and wait there. No other instructions. Okay. So now this violet colored shirt person, he opens the door to this room, and he sees that it's all just white, and corners illa enu illa, doddu room idu. Okay, wait, allon chair table entadu illa. So he just decides, okay, let me just go stand towards one wall. One kade wait marana anta he just goes and stands there. Okay. Now, a minute later, next there is a person who comes there wearing a red color shirt. Okay, same instructions. He's been told to go inside and wait. Step. Now, this red color shirt person comes in, walks in, opens the door, and sees around. And what does he see? What does he or she see? They see that there is this violet color shirt ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ. But again, ಏನು purpose ಏನು? Why am I called into this room? What is the ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. They have no idea what's going to happen. So this red color shirt, he will just look around the room and he'll see this violet person ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಸ್ಬೇಕಾ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. But he also decides, let me go stand in another part of the room. ಅಂತ ಹೋಗಿ he goes and stands towards another wall. Okay. Another minute later, now there is a person coming in wearing in a green color shirt. Okay, so there was violet, there was red, there was green. I'm taking different colors. Green color shirt ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಮೂರನೇ ಅವನು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾನೆ. So third person has come there. He also opens the door. He sees around the empty room. There is this person wearing violet in one part of the room. There is a person wearing red in another part of the room. This person is also now confused. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾನು? Should I go there or here, or what is this? What is the purpose? ಅಂತ all of them are in confusion. Even the violet and red colored shirt, ಅವರುನು ಇವನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. It's like, who is this fellow? Why has he come? Why are we here? Why am I here? ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Anyway, this green guy also, he decides, let me go stand in another part of the room ಅಂತ ಹೋಗಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ he will occupy, go stand there alone. Okay. Sometime later, there is a person wearing a yellow. So let's go with all the 7 colors of the rainbow: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Okay. ಈ 7 colors ಒಬ್ರೊಬ್ರೊಬ್ರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay. And all these 7 people don't know what their purpose is. They have occupied 7 different portions of the room. Okay. So I hope all of you are with me in your imagination. Please let me know if you want me to go slow, because this analogy is very important.
No, you're good.
Okay. Thank you. So 7 different color shirts ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿರೋರು ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬ, they have occupied 7 different portions of the room. Okay. Now, after some time, there is another person who walks in wearing a red shirt. Okay. Now, this is the second person wearing the red shirt. Okay. So this person comes, opens the door, and he sees 7 people standing in 7 different parts. Okay, and yellow different color shirt ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. But what does he notice? He notices that there is one person wearing a red. ನಾನು ರೆಡ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ರೆಡ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಲರ್ ಕೋಡೆಡ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂಥರ ಒಂದು ಊಹೆಯಲ್ಲಿ he just walks towards the red person. He still does not know, are we even supposed to stand as per color antano in clarity directions ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ. But just because the person is wearing red, this person also walks up there. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಅವನ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಸಕ್ಕೂ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದ್ಸಲಿ ಮಕ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. These two red shirt people are looking at each other and they're just wondering, are we even supposed to stand here? Even the first red guy is also thinking, ಇವನ್ ಯಾಕೆ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ? Oh, is it because I am also wearing red color shirt? ಅದಕ್ಕ ಅಂತ ಅವನು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ ಈಗ. But anyway, this guy goes and silently stands there at a small distance from the red guy. Now, after another 5 minutes, there is somebody else coming in a blue color shirt. Now, this blue guy, he walks in. He sees that violet obba idane, indigo obba idane, blue obba idane, green obba idane, yellow there is one guy, orange there is one guy, red there are 2 people. 2 people have ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So this blue guy also assumes, okay, maybe I think this is color coded because I can see 2 red guys standing together. So I think I am also supposed to go to the blue ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನ್ ಶರ್ಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿರೋ ಸೇಮ್ ಫೆಲೋ ಹತ್ರ he goes and stands there with the blue guy. Now this is repeating continuously. Let's imagine 100 people have come, all of them wearing either violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Okay, ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So now let's assume there are 7 people wearing violet, 10 people wearing indigo, 15 people wearing blue. ಆ ತರ this is ಒಂದು ಗುಂಪಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾರು ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರನೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. Nobody is speaking to each other. Okay, they're just still wondering, I think it's color coded, let me just stay silent and just go with the group. And they're standing together now. Now let's assume there is a condition where each group now has 10 people each. 10 violet, 10 indigo, 10 blue, 10 green, ಎಲ್ಲ 10 ಇದೆ. Now let's assume there is, so aವಾಗ 10 into 7 ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? 70 people have entered this room. So technically 70 people have entered the room. Now let's assume the 71st person comes in and this 71st person is wearing a green shirt. Okay. So now ನೋಡ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ 10 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸೇಮ್ ಕಲರ್ ಶರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿರೋರು. What happens in that moment is he goes and let's assume he asks, guys, why are we standing here? What am I supposed to do? ಅಂತ ಅವನ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, if he asks, all of a sudden because he's wearing green, the people who have already gathered in green, they sort of get an identity and they say, listen, even we don't know why we are here, but ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಶರ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಕಲರ್ ಶರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಿ, ನೀನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬಾ ಅಂತ. now they start calling, right? So this green group calls the green guy, the new green guy, 71st guy. Okay, now let's imagine the 72nd guy comes in and he's wearing a red shirt. And now the remaining groups have also observed that this green group actually started calling, nee illik ba neenu anta ಕರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. The remaining groups have also observed. So when the 72nd guy came in with a red shirt, the red group is now understanding, oh, I think we are now supposed to call as per anta. So avanu green on allu hodappa, so neen red alva, nee ille ba anta. Now they started calling and now the group is increasing. Let's imagine there are like 10,000 people who walked into that room. All of them have started calling each other and they've started grouping themselves as per the shirt. Next, let's assume there's somebody who comes in wearing like a darker shade of blue. ಇದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಬ್ಲೂ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Now somebody is come with a dark blue. Now they start contemplating, I think ನಿನ್ ಶರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ closest is to that blue group, so I think you should go there. And the remaining groups are also now started interacting with each other and saying, somebody comes in wearing a pink. I think pink is close to red ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ನೀ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಿರೋ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ. So the groups are only increasing right now. Okay, so now if I have to come back a few steps and ask, how many sense organs do we have in total? We have 5. Thank you. 5 sense organs. So 5 sense organs only. Now, if I am looking at something, suppose I take a pen and then I look at this pen. Now, did the pen enter my eyes? I am able to identify that this is a pen, but did the pen enter my eye? What entered my eye?
The light, not the pen.
The light. Hello. So ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರು, that object is not entering my eye. The light getting reflected from it is entering my eye. Hello. So there is one single input that is entering my eye at all times, and that is light. Now, fundamentally, ನಾವು ತಗೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ we can assume it to be photons. So photons, so let's get into physics part also. The bare minimum physics. Okay. So it is photons, which are packets of light, which are getting bounced off the objects and entering the eyes. So now if I hear something, what is entering, for example, ನಾನು ಯಾರ್ದೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಸೋನು ನಿಗಮ್ದು ಒಂದು ಹಾಡು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ನಾನು. Did Sonu Nigam enter my ears? No. Did the song enter my ears? No, the song also didn't enter my ear. So what entered my ear?
Song.
Sound waves, huh?
Sound waves, absolutely. Alla. So now sound needs a medium. So the air na vibrate madi, it the sound waves traveled through the air. It came and vibrated my eardrum and the three bones, the manual stirrups, tapes, and it vibrated at particular frequencies. And the eardrum is converting that into electrical signals and sending it to my brain. And then it is identifying either Sonu Nigam idu athwa idu SPB idu anta because of the previously stored memory, right? So one input to one sense organ, the eye, is light. The second input to the ear is sound waves. Okay. Next, I smell a rose with my nose. Did the rose enter my nose? No. So what entered my nose? The odor molecules. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So the odor molecules, the fragrance molecules, they entered my nose. Whether I'm smelling a biryani or a rose or a perfume, whatever it is, nothing of that is entering my nose. Only the molecules from it entered my nose. So next, now I eat a badam barfi or a rasgulla or I eat some chili bhaji, whatever it is. So did that bhaji enter my tongue?
Mhm.
No, again, the taste molecules only entered my tongue. So there is a sodium ion exchange that happens on the tongue and it's sending it to the brain. So the object didn't enter my tongue. Finally, we have the skin. So if I am touching a piece of velvet or concrete, ಗೋಡೆ ಅದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಕೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ the ಗೋಡೆ ನನ್ನ ಕೈ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, velvet ನನ್ನ ಕೈ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. So it's the sensory thing that is entering the sense of touch. So it is entering my hands. So ultimately, there are 5 inputs that are entering me. And none of the object is entering me. It is only something that some sort of a physical vibration that is entering that my brain is receiving as input. For the time being, let's assume that the violet, indigo, blue, green, these are the 5 basic inputs. Okay. So suppose violet is the kanninda bandit photons. Okay. Indigo is the kivig bandit the sound waves. Okay. So we have only 5 sense organs, but there are 7 colors there. But let's take 5 colors. So photons, sound waves, odor molecules, taste molecules on the tongue, and sensory touch. So these became 5 initially first 5 people who entered the room and went and occupied the different photons and different sound waves. Barta, they started getting clustered. So that let me get to let me just share my screen now. Again, please feel free to stop me at any point in time. Any questions, Bandra? A screen kanistadya?
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the 4 things that we want to contemplate on. What is thought, what is thinking, what is mind, and what is mindset. These are the things. So the first question is, what is thought? That is what we are contemplating now. So science prakaranu and philosophy prakaranu eradu synthesize ಮಾಡಿ the simplest definition I've come across a thought is the most fundamental raw sensory input which is unprocessed. The fundamental raw unprocessed sensory input. That's all. That's a thought. Now I got a thought today and that's actually a wrong usage. Actually, that is I got an idea today and it would be fine. But a thought is a raw unprocessed sensory input. Okay, I'll show it in a flow chart very soon. So then that brings us to the question, then what is thinking then? And thereby what is the mind and what is mindset? Okay, so like we discussed, we have 5, either flow chart you were able to see the screen, mindsets. Yeah. Okay. So we have 5 sense organs, eyes, ears, skin, tongue, and nose. All these 5 sense organs are sending their respective inputs to the brain in the form of electrical signals. So now they enter, and if I have to show this particular thing, even the image, I'll just scroll down a little bit. Yeah, let's go with the image here left. What do you see here? The part on the left.
Table.
Sorry?
It's
It
like
can
a
be a vase.
table. Yeah.
It can be a vase.
It can be a
Okay.
vase. It can be a candle stand,
It can be a
as Suma
candlestick.
said.
Yes, some stand.
It can be a table. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Anything else that you see?
Case of two people.
You
Yeah.
see two faces of two people. So two
Yeah.
people
Face of
looking
two
at each other.
people. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how many of you saw this image for the first time?
No, I have seen it earlier.
Just seen it earlier.
First time. First
First
time
time.
ನೋಡಿ.
So ನಿಮಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತು?
ನನ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಟೇಬಲ್ ತರ like
Like a table or a candle stand. Yeah, like a flower vase. So until somebody mentioned that there are two faces also looking at each other, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತಾ ನಿಮಗೆ?
ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಇಲ್ಲ. So now you are able to see. ಅಲ್ವಾ? So there are two faces.
Yeah, now I can see.
Two
Yes.
faces, nose and lip. Yeah. It's
Lip.
Yes.
Two faces
Yeah,
looking
you
at
can
each
see.
other. So I'll just come to this part. What do you see here?
A lady
You see a lady's face. Okay. Anything else that you see?
and somebody is trying to eat a duck or something like like a bird.
Oh, it's a
The
duck or
birds-
bird.
A man
Well,
with a long
it's a
nose
man.
eating
A
something.
man with a long.
A man
Yeah,
with the,
like a
the face,
long-
the big nose.
Mm.
He's playing a saxophone. Tara. It's like a trumpet.
Oh, it's a saxophone.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I
looked
think-
like it's eating a bird or trying to.
Like a bird
I don't
also.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a face too. There is a face. There is
There is a
eyes.
face also. These are the
Yeah,
eyes, this is
lady's
the nose,
face.
lips,
Yes.
the chin. Yeah, that's the lady's face. Alright. So ivaga the brain is. I'll come to how the brain is functioning now. Okay. So now because of the pre-stored
Yes.
memory we are able to identify two faces, a vase, a candlestick, a table, a lady, a trumpet. Idella. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, if the question is, what is a newborn baby saying? The same thing, I'll show it to a newborn baby. Okay. Now, I'll show you this object on the screen also. If I asked you, what do you see here? On the camera.
It's a pencil.
It's a pen. So, if you want to give it some more description, can you describe it?
It can be a stick. It can be a
Yellow-
pointer.
Yellow color pen, huh?
It's a golden pen.
Yeah, gold and black. Yeah,
Alright.
ಕೆಳಗಡೆ.
With a black tip.
Yeah.
So let's, for the sake of explanation, we'll take this is a golden pen that you have identified.
Mhm.
So now, if I show this to a newborn baby, okay, so ಈಗ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ದ್ರೇನ ರಾಹುಲ್ is seeing dash. Okay, and ಅದರ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ I'll write a newborn baby is seeing dash. Okay, so Rahul is seeing a golden pen anta a golden pen and then fill in the blanks fill ಮಾಡಿದೆ. Now, what is a newborn baby seeing?
They can't see well, actually, newborns, right?
We'll assume it's at that age where it can see.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, it'll see something, a playful stick or something. That's what they know.
So
Because-
so we'll take each of those words that you mentioned, Sevaka. So does the baby know what playful means, what stick means?
No, it's just curious. It's just curious. It's gonna look at it. Sorry, you're right.
So is
Everything
it
is everything is a toy for them. It doesn't matter ಏನೋ ಒಂದು
but the toy andre ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಟ ಆಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ curiosity. That's right.
So any description that we give to it as an adjective or as a noun, the baby still hasn't learnt it yet. That
Yeah.
Kshetra has not been created yet.
Correct.
So ಅವಾಗ
Everything is neutral ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ like everything
Or
looks
everything is
alike.
just
It's a
forms,
neutral
shapes.
form. Yeah, sure.
Is it like
Shape.
fuzzy thing or something?
Not even colors, just shapes.
ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಯೆಲ್ಲೋಯಿಶ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಕಲರ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. So then what do I fill in the blanks? A newborn baby is seeing dash ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ fill in the blanks
Form.
A shiny object. A shiny.
shiny
Mine
ಅಂದ್ರೆ
also it doesn't know, no, Shweta.
Oh, it doesn't know. Okay, a
It's
bright
just a
maybe
form,
because
From a baby's perspective, we have to answer this, not from ours.
yes,
Fuzzy
it's very
object or
hard.
something.
No, it is just the form, right? A shape ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
Some patterns, probably.
Patterns.
So what I learned from Prabhuji is the best answer for a newborn baby there in the fill in the blanks is a full stop. Right? So what happens is a newborn baby is seeing. So the sentence ends there.
Lovely. Yeah.
So the sentence ends there. And so what is the step number one is the sensation of the object.
More
Step number
processing.
perception of the object. So ಪರ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಗೂ ಸೆನ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಗೂ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇಸ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ನಡೆದಿದೆ ಅಂಡ್ ನನ್ ಚಿತ್ತನ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಓ ಇದಿರಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಬೇಬಿ ಚಿತ್ತ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ yet. The different colored shirts people have not gathered yet. It is still happening. So the baby is seeing a step. So I'll make a full stop. So it only later on becomes it is seeing a pen or a stick or a toy, or it only becomes later on.
Yeah.
So coming back to
very nice, Rahul. It's a very it's a very insightful point.
It changed my life when I understood that.
Yeah, it should.
No. I think Prabhuji ne mentioned Madina. So there's this story he mentioned about there is once Buddha and his student were in their ashrama meditating, and there was a lady, young lady who ran and come there in distress, a damsel in distress, and she says there are a couple of goons who are trying to attack me and molest me. So ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಶ್ರಮ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬಚ್ಚಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾರು ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾರು ಹೆಂಗಸು ಬಂದ್ಲಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ವಿತೌಟ್ ಇವನ್ ವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹಿಸ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್, ಶಿ ಗೋಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೈಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ hut, inside the ashrama. And a couple of seconds later, these goons come there and they ask Buddha, did you see a lady pass by anta? And he says no. And then they believe him, and then they say, okay, she escaped us today, next time they walk off. And now the student, the disciple, is extremely disturbed because Buddha lied. Buddha never lies. How did you say that lie? You just saw the lady come here and she just went and said, how could you say you didn't see her? So what does he say? I mean, he says, his question is, how do you know it's a woman? I didn't know it was a woman. So Buddha saw dash and
Full stop. Yeah.
A woman, a lady, a young lady, an old lady, nothing was there. Buddha saw a full stop. So he only, the sensation level can stop madi. Perception was not happening, and because any perception is judgment. So ದೂರದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ನಿಂತಿರುವಾಗ that's a man. I think that's a ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಇದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕೋ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ತರ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. All of these are judgments based on our perceptions from the past. So can we see something as it is extraordinarily difficult now, because we've conditioned our mind to see. We'll see some examples. I'll show you some examples now. Okay. So getting back to the definition of a thought. So a thought gets generated, that is the impression of the raw sensory input. The naked input, whatever has gone into my eyes or ears or tongue as it is, without getting processed, that's a thought. Now, each thought, it leads to a neural activity in the brain. And when it becomes repeated, when the same thought continuously a neural that stimulus bartane idandre, that becomes a neural pathway. It becomes a habit or it becomes a memory also. So from there, now we move into, so it gets stored in the memory for future access. So each thought, one baby, it took a rose and then another one thorn, adake ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚುಚ್ಚಿಬಿಡ್ತು. Right, so it still does not know what a rose is, what a thorn is, gotilla, but it caused a painful experience, and that experience, it can trigger an emotion. So thoughts can trigger or generate an emotion, which could lead to an experience, and that experience also further it gets stored into the memory, which is the chitta. Now, manabuddhi, chitta, ahankara, if you are trying to bring it into this chart, so that green colored box is the memory, is the chitta. And the emotions we have, there are 5 basic emotions, which are love, joy, sorrow, anger, fear. Everything else is a manifestation of love, joy, sorrow, anger, and fear in different combinations. Emotions and feelings. So emotions are only 5: love, joy, sorrow, anger, fear. Feelings can be many. Like I'm irritated, I'm frustrated, I'm agitated. These can be dimensions of anger. I am sad, I am depressed, I feel rejected, I feel lonely. These all can be a subset of sadness. I am compassionate, I am kind, I feel loved. This come under love. So we have 5 basic emotions, and they are also getting stored into the memory. So now the most fundamental definition given to what is a mind then. So all these different colored shirts, people ಇವಾಗ ಒಟ್ಟೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. And at some point of time, they got an identity of their own. They started telling, we are the red people, we are the blue people, we are the green people. And they started getting an identity. So they started bundling themselves up. And the most fundamental definition we have out there for a mind is a bundle of thoughts. So it is a bundle of thoughts in action. So a bundle, so for example, when I am interacting with my father, there is a particular mind associated with my father that becomes active. That bundle of thoughts. When I'm interacting with my manager at office, there is a different bundle of thoughts that become active. When I go to the gym, there is a different bundle of thoughts that becomes active. When I'm sitting on the concert stage and singing, there is a different bundle of thoughts that becomes active. So now if somebody comes to me as a counselor, when someone comes to me and says, sir, my mind is spoiled, and then ಮನ್ಸ್ ಕೆಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾರೋ ಬಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, my question to them is ಯಾವ ಮನಸ್ಸು, right? Because we don't have one mind, we have many bundles of thoughts, thereby which becomes the bundles of thoughts becomes mindsets. So multiple bundles of thoughts becomes the mindset. So we don't have one mind. That's another new learning I got. We don't have one mind, we have multiple minds. All of them, the set of those multiple minds becomes our mindset. So if that person has a positive mindset ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, the sum total of all the minds put together ಅಲ್ಲಿ or majority of the time or ಎಷ್ಟು positivity ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೋ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ, maybe the person has, let's assume 2000 minds. Okay, I'm just throwing a number, 2000 minds. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 1500 minds ಅವ್ರದ್ದು positive ಆಗಿದೆ, another 500 minds maybe they are neutral or a little negative. We can say, okay, the person on the whole overall has a positive mindset. The other way around for a negative mindset also. So now these minds, this bundle of thoughts, they are impacting each new sensory input that is entering our brains continuously. Because chitta form ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ, chitta form ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. So minds are getting created, and some minds have become very strong, and they have solid identities. Now I am an Indian, I am a Hindu, or I am a Muslim, I am a Christian. These are all minds, very highly solidified, concretized minds ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ. And that is impacting the new input that is entering me. So the process of processing a new thought is thinking. I like to put it in that way. So what is a thought? I'm just getting back to the words again. The most fundamental raw sensory input that enters our sense organs is a thought. Okay. The bundle of thoughts is called the mind. A bundle of minds is called a mindset. A set of minds is called a mindset. And the process of processing a newly entered thought by the mind is called thinking. Okay. I want to take a quick pause and just check. Did that make sense? Any questions or any thoughts?
Yeah. Processing, when the processing starts, it's called thinking. Correct?
Yes. Perception ಶುರು ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ. The baby is not thinking because it's still only just receiving input. So the moment it comes out of the womb and the mother holds it, instantly the sense organs are getting activated. So the mother, the face blurred ಆಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, it is smelling the scent of the mother. So the longer the baby is being held by the mother, the more of the scent molecules is entering the baby, the more of the mother's face is entering the baby, the mother's temperature is entering the baby. So the minds create again, idu nanna amma anta adu, it starts identifying. So that's why when the next time some other lady comes and picks up the baby, the baby starts crying because match aglilla. The scent molecules didn't match, the sight molecules didn't match. That's why it starts crying. So then the father becomes familiar, then the grandparents become familiar, then maybe if there is a nanny, that nanny becomes familiar. So familiarity sort of starts building. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ thinking ಇನ್ನ ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. So thinking ಅಲ್ಲಿ there are three sub parts which I'll explain further, called deletion, distortion, and generalization ಅಂತ. This is also part of neuro-linguistic programming, NLP subject. But I would just want to make sure all of us are on the same page, and ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ there are no doubts or any questions. Anything I'd be happy to answer. We good? Shall I move on? Shall I continue?
Yes, Rahul. I think.
Yeah, I'm assuming all of us are on the same page. And chat window actually ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. If there is any question, please.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ you please continue.
Sure. So we look at this process of deletion, distortion, and generalization. We'll have a look at that. So again, now we have a stimulus that enters our. So Ivaga, if I get back to this page once again, and when the baby is taking in the sensory input from the mother for the first time on the first day of its life, right? ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಅದರ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು? Was it able to control the scent molecules entering its nose? Was it able to control the photons entering its eyes? Which part of the baby's experience was in the baby's control?
None.
The
Feeling of
touch,
hunger.
actually.
Sorry?
The feeling of hunger.
ಅದು
The
ಅದರ control.
sense, the touch alva, mother's touch actually.
Which sensation and perception of the baby was in the baby's control?
Nothing. It was helpless.
Nothing. Yeah.
Helpless creature.
Yeah.
It was a helpless creature, absolutely. So, but we do understand now the fact that the mind is getting created, alva, at time ali. Now, who is responsible for the creation of the mind?
It's also nature only, I think.
Prakriteh, kriyamanani. So we're connecting it back to that sloka now. So the prakriti takes over. From there, the prakriti has taken over. So nature is shaping the sensation of the nose, the sensation of the eyes. Nature has taken over. So by the time it even reaches maybe about 6 months already, the sight has increased from 1 feet to about 2 to 4 feet sometimes, and by the time it's about 1 year, it can clearly see. And the ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ, but what portion of it was the baby really in control of ಅಂತ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ there's zero control that it had on anything that it was doing. So before it can actually gain control, prakriti has already shaped it off. Alva? So there is a clustering of all these different shirt people ಎಲ್ಲ clustering ಆಗಿ, hey, ನಾವು ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್, ನಾವು ಈ ತರ ಇರಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ನಾವು ಈ ತರ ಬಿಹೇವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಅಹಂಕಾರ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಹಂಕಾರ ವಿಮೂಢಾತ್ಮ ಕರ್ತಾಹಂ ಇತಿ ಮನ್ಯತೆ. ಸೊ ಕರ್ತ ಅಹಂ ಇತಿ ಮನ್ಯತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾನ್ ಈ ತರ ಇರಬೇಕು. So all these analogies or these assumptions are coming by itself because the nature or whatever the child is getting exposed to continuously, the vartane of the parents, the vartane of the teachers that it mingles with, the siblings that it has, the 160 reasons that we saw in the last session. So all of these are getting into the baby's brain in multiple proportions, and the baby had zero control over it. So now, if I have to ask you also, till you were maybe about 4 years old, how much of your thinking, sensation, and perception did you really control? And if we really try to contemplate about it, we had really zero control over it until we started identifying, and that ahankara annad banbeto, oh nanigidishta, adu mana buddhi chitta ahankara comes in, it sort of gets created. It was never there. It's just a manifestation of the compilation of thoughts, the mana buddhi chitta ahankara. So now manas also, when I say I like this, I don't like this, I'm comfortable with this, I'm not comfortable with this, this is also the choices that I got through because of the 160 reasons we saw in the previous session. So the influencers, the mindset influencers. So now, even while we are doing this spiritual contemplation also, when I'm saying, okay, now I am the observer, I am trying to very consciously slow down my breath, and then I'm trying to focus on the thoughts that are entering my mind. And who is saying this? Ramana Maharshigal question. Who is saying this? I am now trying to focus and be self-aware. ಅಂತ ಮನ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಚಿತ್ತ ಅಹಂಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡಿದೀವಿ?
ಬುದ್ಧಿ.
Ahankara.
I am now trying to control my flow. I mean, I am now observing my thoughts.
Ahankara.
Ahankara. So Ramana Maharshigal sentence I had read somewhere which said, I am the observer, and a sentence is the safest trick performed by the ahankara. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಚ್ಚಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡು, ಓಕೆ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ನನ್ನನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಮ್ಯಾಂಟಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಈ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಸೀಕರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ it goes and hides behind this wall called I am the seeker. Right? So at any point of time, it's either the mana, buddhi, chitta or ahankara that is speaking, including the sentence aham brahmasmi is being said by the ahankara. Alva? So what happens to that sentence then? If I am the Brahman, anta I am the Parabrahman anta nan heluvaga, if that sentence structure, syntax and grammar prakara, if that is being said by the ahankara, then what does a spiritually evolved person then really say when he or she is enlightened?
What can he say? I mean, he has to use the BMI only to express alva. I'm not sure what.
I think Prabhuji keeps bringing in Ramana Maharshi's sentence, Summaniro. So he or she will not speak, they'll just remain silent. Or because any expression of what I am or what I'm experiencing, I am enlightened, I have experienced the ultimate, and it's the ahankara that is speaking from a different perspective as well. So the moment the ahankara drops, then speech also stops essentially. So Summaniru another kadike ali hudoktivi. I think we just go Summairi, we go sit there. I think but I mean that's the whole point of me asking the question. Sari idin itkondu en madli na. I started the session with that only. So because today's Saturday, Monday morning I have to get ready, go to office. I still have to do, because I realize, okay, I'm not the body, mind, intellect, ahankara, manabuddhi, chitta, ahankara, ಏನು ಅಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ will I stop brushing my teeth? Will I stop earning for the family, taking care of my family members? Nothing will stop, right? But the way I deal with it can change. That's what we're looking at. So I'll take another 5 minutes to end this. So it's the process of deletion, distortion, generalization. Let me just show that on. So stimulus ittu, and we have two options. We can either react to the stimulus or we can either respond to the stimulus. Now I'd like to quickly ask, what is the difference between these two? Reactions and responses, are they the same? If they're different, what is the difference?
Reaction is an immediate response, impulsive response.
Reaction is immediate. So then
impulsive. Response comes with a thought of the consequences.
Response comes with a thought, but thought is a raw sensory input, alva?
Okay, it's based on the mindset.
I think you meant to say response comes with thinking.
Thinking, yeah.
So we want to be clear with thought and thinking.
Reaction comes from the vasana baggage. Yeah.
No, we'll say that response also comes from the vasana baggage only. So prakriteh kriyamanani-Dharma karmani samashah. So response also is coming from gunas only.
Okay, then reaction comes from raga dvesha. All right. Carry on.
Primal animal instincts. So if just put it in bare minimum language, unprocessed actions are reactions, processed actions are responses. I'll go with simplicity is very simple. Unprocessed actions are reactions, processed actions are responses. So if I take a stone and I throw it at a dog, what are the possible behaviors I can see from the dog now? And kalton naai ಮೇಲೆ ಎಸ್ತೆ ನಾನು ಆ ನಾಯಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಇವಾಗ?
Attack. Right away it's going to attack.
It can either attack me or run away. So you have flight or fight. The fight or flight response.
Yes.
Fight or flight response. But if I throw the stone at you, what all can you do?
I would pause, process, and choose how I would act.
You always will try to ask me, Rahul, what's wrong? Why did you do that? No, the dog will not ask me that. And pardon malgidappa road mele sumne yaake esitide kallanta nayi kelala alva. So the unprocessed actions and processed actions we have. So there is a time gap that is happening in this processing. Any processing will require time, alva. Of course, it's happening in nanoseconds or something extremely fast naditade brain alli namge. So the time gap is what we have something called the exercising rights of choice. I can choose whether I want to react to this impulsively, spontaneously, or well thought through, dignified responses. So we have the option of choice. And that's why Sadhguru also mentions, there's like we are called human beings. So being is what, in English grammarly, what form is it? Being, past tense, present tense, continuous tense. What is being?
Present continuous.
Present continuous, alva. So it was not human was or human will be. It is human being, alva. So we are being, only when we are being humans is where we are being human beings. Right? So, and so that also technically tells us that till then we are animals. So nana humanistic characteristic traits na nan torsa tanka nan human agilla inna. So there was this very nice photo that came once, the TV9, I think it came in the news also. I think Ragiguda temple alli, somebody had left the tap open and there was a monkey which actually came down from a tree and closed the tap. Okay. So now that at that point in time, the monkey was being human. Does it make sense? Because it was showing a responsible behavior.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the person who left the tap open,
He was being a monkey.
he is being a monkey. Absolutely. 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 Alva? So now by default, now human beings Allah. So that was also a very strongly hitting realization that I got through this learning that no, we're sorry, we're not human beings all the time. So ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuna, Purnimaji, you also mentioned in the previous sessions, as long as we're stuck to these four, then we are actually not human beings, we're animals because they are animalistic instincts, alva, ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuna. And adana Miri now, when we do Atmano Mokshartham Jagat Hitaya, is when we are actually technically being humans. So, no, we don't have the luxury of saying that I'm a human being always. That was my learning. So, I'll just quickly come to this. So, yes, Neha ji, please.
Yes, Rahulji, I would like to mention that I came across one lecture of Sri Guru Raj Karjagi about one of the kaggas. Mankutimana kagga. I'm not able to quote exactly yaudu anta, but the gist of that kagga says a human being's constant pursuit should be to suppress his animal instincts and raise beyond, raise to the higher.
Correct.
That's the way to reach Brahman.
Absolutely. Very nice. So. Yeah. Absolutely. So, and that what helps me to actually go beyond these four animal instincts is again a combination of my buddhi and ahankara. So, I think atmanam rathinam vidhi, shariram rathamevacha, buddhim to sarathim vidhi, manah pragrahamevacha. The buddhi is the sarathi, as the charioteer. So, and when we invite Krishna or the supreme consciousness as our charioteer is when we will actually go beyond the ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuna. So, yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Snehaji. Yeah. So we'll just go through. I have just another 3 minutes of thing to show. So, you got delete, distort, generalize. Right? These are the three processes of the brain. Beku beda andruno nim brain, it will delete some information, it will distort some information, and it will generalize some information. Purely because of survival. Only because I want to survive. So I'll just show this image, okay, and then I'm taking it out. So if you were looking at my screen, did you see something?
Yes.
I'll take it back. Yeah. So what were you able to read something?
Yeah, I was in the bush.
Well, innonsri torstini notbidi. Okay. Yeah. Remove it. What did you see? A bird in the bush.
A blue object.
Blue object. Once again, I'm showing it and then closing it.
A blue triangular object.
And otherly, the sentence is?
Bird in the bush.
A bird in the bush. Okay, now I'm showing it. So, Udi, then can you please read it out loud?
A bird in the bush.
Okay. Can you read it like one word at a time?
A bird in the bush. Oh my God. The bush.
Okay. So the brain deleted the extra the because it was irrelevant. So that is the deletion process. So if you go to a zoo, on zoo hoge ನೀವು ಒಂದು fully grown male tiger na ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, what all will you notice in that tiger? ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು attention ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? Fully grown male tiger.
Right. Color, shape.
The shape.
Yeah.
The color.
How lean or how strong it is or something.
Yeah. How the muscles are shaped.
How close it is to me.
How close it is to you. Yeah. The orange black combination skinally is to deep with the orange.
The stripes. His eyes, whiskers, the teeth.
The teeth, ಎಷ್ಟು sharp ಇದೆ, the canines
Yeah,
ಹೇಗಿದೆ
his
ಅಲ್ವಾ?
teeth and his tail, how long the tail is,
How
It's
long the
very
tail is.
sweet.
and how
It's
his
Beautiful.
ear is formed.
Beautiful.
I'm
Beautiful.
going to freeze or fly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's in the zoo where you're safe. It's inside the cage, very well protected cage. Huh?
I'm watching this on the television, Rahulji.
It's
ಅಲ್ವಾ?
beauty. It's
It's
beauty.
beauty. It's beauty. ಅಲ್ವಾ? Absolutely. ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಾಂಭೀರ್ಯ
It's
ಇದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ.
Activeness,
Now the
sleeping,
same tiger,
walking.
Alva, the same tiger, if it is attacking you in a jungle, what all will you notice now?
Nothing, just keep
ಅಲ್ವಾ?
running.
ಅದ್ರ
So
ಹಲ್ಲು
You
ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ,
run
ಅದ್ರ
for your life. I will notice, I mean, I'll try to take note of where I can get so that I can hide from it.
I had one. Yeah. Alva. So the brain completely deleted the extra information. Other stripes ಹೇಗಿದೆ, other ಕಣ್ಣು ಹೇಗಿದೆ, whiskers ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಹಲ್ಲು ಎಷ್ಟು ಉದ್ದ ಇದೆ. Nothing mattered anymore. The survival is, I just need to survive now. I am seeing a tiger and it is attacking me. That's all. That was the input that the brain needed. ಬಾಕಿ input ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. If I want to notice, I can notice the length of the tail. I can notice, but it was irrelevant. So the brain decided to delete it off. I hope that makes sense. This is with respect to deletion. Even there's the reticular activation system, and I'll share a video. I just saw this morning. I saw it on Instagram. A very nice, cute video. I'll send it on the Kshetra group. When you decide to buy a particular car, next day ಇಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ ಅದೊಂದೇ ಕಾರ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ತರ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲೋದ್ರೂ ಇದೇ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ತರ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ the number of cars were the same yesterday and today also. It's just that your brain started filtering out because that's what you want. So the way I look for happiness or I look for a complaint-filled life, the brain is filtering it out. So that if I'm continuously complaining about things, then my brain filters out complaints and gives me only complaints. So that's how it deletion works. Okay. Quickly now moving into this. Yeah. What do you see here now?
Good.
Okay. Anything else you see?
Evil.
Evil, yes.
Good ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ good ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ, evil ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ evil ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. So if you look at the black portion, it's good. The white in between, it's EVIL. You can see those letters.
Yeah.
Evil. So now, if I asked you all, can you please look at the good?
Yeah.
Can you please now look at the evil?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, so image is not changing. Only my perception is changing. So there is no good or evil. It's only what I see. And that again is the moral of the story here. Again, it's deletion only. Right? So again, the brain is partly distorting the image also. ನನಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಡಿಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇನ್ನ. Yeah, what do you see here?
Illusion,
Optical.
both.
So if you look at the colored part, you see ILLUSION, the illusion.
Illusion.
If you look at the white empty space, you see optical. Is the image changing?
No, it's not.
So my focus is changing.
Yeah. Rahulji, it's almost Rahulji. You know what is okay? One thing what just came to my brain. The first one when you showed me good and evil, right? I could only see one first, and I had to struggle to see what the second one was.
Correct.
By the time this image came, my brain obviously
adapted.
Adapted so quickly. I was able to see both really quickly, right?
How much of it did you? Thanks for bringing that, Vedaji. How much of it did you control? Did you do the adaptation?
I am not sure if I was involved in the adaptation, but the environment really helped me look at it.
Prakriteh, kriyamanani-Dharma.
Yes, you condition my brain to start thinking there's more than what meets the eyes.
Absolutely.
So right away my brain was like, okay, illusion's done. Let's just go back and what do you see? Optical. Yeah. So
yeah, very nice. So let's look at this. So again, distorting. So first image ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ? What do you see?
A star.
You see a star? Okay.
Oh wait, sorry, it's a
so here is the second image.
Sorry, it's a Christmas star, right? First, that's
it's a Christmas star, yeah.
And then the second image is like the swastik star, what we draw, not the German one, but ours. The third one is like a matchstick around a circle. So.
A circle, alva. So now
circle with a matchstick, yeah.
Circle with that. So can we agree that the star actually does not exist here? It's because these circles have arranged been arranged in this way, the brain is completing it into a star. So it's called the principle of closure. Psychologically, neuroscience, it's called principle of closure. The brain hates incomplete information. So if you hear a half rumor, what will the brain do? Brain will complete it. Okay, so that's the tendency that we have. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ inverted triangle illa, because these lines have been arranged in this way. The triangle is being completed by the brain without you can't even control not completing that triangle there. Circle illa, there is no circle here. Just because the sticks have been arranged that way, the brain is completing the circle. I hope you're able to see that. The brain is distorting the image. Okay, let's look at one more. Do you see the blue circle here and the blue circle here?
Yeah.
It's not there. It's because the lines have been colored. They're exactly a portion of matra blue blue color illa. Okay. The blue parts are in C. That's why it's the circle. Blue circle is being completed.
That's
one
right.
Yeah. What do you see here?
You and
me.
So if you look at the M and E, me kansute. If you see the empty space, you see Y, O, U, U, Y, O. Anything else that you see about this image?
Like number 6.
You can see a number 6 also, okay?
Clouds.
I can see clouds, okay? Anything else you notice about the whole slide?
This storm antide.
More spelling ತಪ್ಪಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ.
ಹೌದು.
So the brain conveniently so that is the generalization. The brain conveniently thought anyway the heading has remained the same in every slide, so ಅದಕ್ಕೆ attention ಕೊಡೋದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ. ಅದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಬಿಡು next slide ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಅಂತ the brain assumed it. And just to surprise you a little bit more, the previous slide allo the spelling was deliberately put wrong. Okay, so the brain didn't process it.
I think we were focusing on the
image. So if somebody does something bad in my life and the person is actually a good person, my brain has generalized the person to be bad because of my experience. The ulta also, somebody is very bad, but I saw some good. Now I continue to see the same good only. Like toxic relationships, I think we spoke about it in the last session. Somebody stays in a toxic relationship because they've generalized the person. Hige irtare ivaru, it's okay ant heli. Or like we also discussed, familiar discomforts are more comforting than unfamiliar comforts. I'll repeat that. Familiar discomforts are more preferred by the brain. Familiar comforts are more preferred than unfamiliar comforts.
Like a known devil.
Known devils are always better. Yes.
Better than unknown. Yeah.
So we concluded the last session also with the same thing. So now we are perceiving things as per our conditioning, and none of the conditioning was in our control. Prakriteh, kriyamanani-Dharma, karmani, sarvashaha. All the time it is the gunas that act in the first idralli. Ahankara godatma gartahamiti manyate ant heluvaga. So that actually brings me to the end of what I wanted to share idralli. So any questions, if there is any? I hope that made sense, because so again I'm getting back to the question, what am I supposed to do with this learning now? So can I be a little more conscious about what thoughts I'm encouraging in my mind, what thoughts I'm entertaining in my mind, and thereby what the quality of my life is, and that. So first, can I accept it that my gunas are actually taking over? And ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಫ್ರೀ ವಿಲ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ಶೇರ್ಡ್ ಲೈಬೆಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ವಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಫ್ರೀ ವೋಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದ ಫ್ರೀ ವೋಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೂವ್ ಟು ಫ್ರೀ ವಿಲ್, ದಟ್ ಮೈ ಬಾಡಿ is instantly taking charge through the gunas. So I have to exercise free won't and say no, I won't let my gunas take over right now. My animalistic instincts ನಾನು ಟೇಕ್ ಓವರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರೀ ವೋಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, and then we come into free will. But that also is being told by the ahankara only. Ahankara vimodatma karta aham iti manyate. I am exercising free will, I am exercising free want, is also the ahankara only that is speaking. So ending with Prabhuji mentioning Ramana Maharshi. Summaniru. Just be observant and be aware. Try to be as neutral and calm as possible. So yeah, that's
Or
been
to
my
end
learning.
with where you began, the Buddha just sees.
Just cease. Just see. Just senses. No perception happening. Yeah.
Very nice.
And that makes it all the more important to actually meditate every day. We have to meditate and spend that time in mindfulness. So that the quickness of the processing of the brains reduces. So we get the time delay to actually see things as it is.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
Purna.
I
Thank
have
you
a
so much.
question.
Yeah. Yes,
So,
please.
say the police and intelligence and all that, they are trained to be very vigilant.
Correct.
So how are they managing all this quick thinking and all that? How are they trained on that? Because they have to see everything as is and yet be very vigilant
Yes.
uh, from the past. I mean, everything applies there.
That's a very beautiful question you asked. So I had a senior of mine in BBM Madvaga. That seniors, her father was a chief justice of Karnataka back then, right? So and she didn't actually have a healthy relationship with the father. The ತುಂಬಾ strained relationship ಆಗಿತ್ತು. So and one day just ತಮಾಷೆಯಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದೆ. So is your father a judge in the court or a judge in the house ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು. So he said, Rahul, my father is more a judge in the house than in the court ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, right? So the vasanas, you become what you repeatedly do ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರ. I think you answered the question yourself, Snehaji. The training in the so you are continuously increasing the input, the number. Let's say, imagine the CID vigilance. That those are the orange colored shirt guys. So you just increase the number of orange colored shirt people are ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾನೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So that portion of your brain is overly trained. It can be productive or counterproductive also. Normal life, you will start being extra vigilant. Unnecessarily, you will start over calculating things also. So they have to actually learn not to be so over calculative in the personal life. So yeah,
Slow down ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕನ್ಸತ್ತೆ.
slow down ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Yeah, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ awareness also should be there with the training.
Very nice. Yes, people, any more questions for Rahul?
I think you just scientifically validated, through light on the validation, scientifically about why we have to introspect, why we have to meditate.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we are left with a question. Then is there any free will at all? Anta. What do you all think, people? Prabhuji gave a very beautiful answer to that in the previous emotional healing class. So I'm asking people to recall if anyone has attended that. Is there free will at all? If everything is prakriti, then am I not responsible for my actions? How does this work? How does vyavahara go on? ಏನಪ್ಪಾ? Okay, since
I
it's
think
all...
it's best to assume that we do have free will.
We have to assume that we have a free will.
Yes,
And then
yes. It's better to operate like that.
We have to operate as if we have free will. True. But the more... that's for transactional purposes. We have to assume free will because the law will catch you up. Otherwise, if you don't drive on the left side of the road or if you don't stop at traffic lights, then the law will kick in. So we better exercise free will in that context. But what Prabhuji gave the input under, there is, until this moment, whatever has happened is destiny. Until this very moment. And in the present moment, we have free will, always, to choose what to do, what not to do, how to respond or to react. Our present momentally, continuously, there is free will because the present moment is present continuous. So the free will is also present continuous. The moment you are done with your reaction or response, then that becomes destiny and that will become the foundation for the next moment. So that is what that very crucial. That is the importance of living in the present moment. Always to be able to exercise that free will. Even Ramana Maharshi says that
Mm.
You always have a choice between Shreyas and Preyas. Always.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. So that was one takeaway that Prabhuji gave in the previous thing. Prarabdha idya, haudu, idvar tanka agidella prarabdha. That prarabdha is a foundation for your purushartha. See, every moment there is a purushartha. We are exercising purushartha actually. Purushartha is free will. But the moment the purushartha is done, that becomes a prarabdha for the next purushartha. So ithara, they are conjoined twins. You cannot separate them. So there's a free will also being activated every present moment, and it's up to me how I exercise that. Lovely.
Actually, if
I
I may
think.
point out, sorry, please go ahead.
All right. No. Go ahead, Sina.
So, if anyone has done the inner engineering course by
Dinama?
Sadhguru Jadivasu, inner engineering course.
Inner engineering ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು.
Adralli, as a prerequisite to the actual session, right? So, this was about 7-8 years ago on Maddaga. They were all online videos. Adralli, in one of them, Sadhguru very, very beautifully points out, demonstrates. So he starts by saying, so what is past, it does not exist. The future does not exist.
Present
And
moment,
yeah, every moment he says, does this exist? I mean, I may not be putting it in a very articulate way.
Allah,
but
there is only the
it's very
present
convincing.
moment. Correct.
Yeah, the way he demonstrates it is so good. So ಅದನ್ನ ಮೈಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ I think it becomes very much easier for us to filter out the past and the future, and also constantly watch our thoughts.
Yes.
Purnimaji, what I was trying to tell earlier was, I think in your sloka and what Rahulji mentioned, there are only 4 things that is very natural that comes to human, right? What is it? Fear. Rahulji, what was that? Or you can help me out.
Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithuna, they are the primal instincts, animal instincts.
Yeah, primal instincts, right? But the reason we are humans is because we have the ability to consciously choose. Because of the intellect, we can consciously choose. So going back to your question, what you said, we have to remember we are human at every second or every period or every present moment. We should remember we are human and constantly choose or consciously choose. That's free will for us.
Buddhi is the sarathi. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The intellect, the viveka has to be activated at any point of time. Yep. So that is why we have all these sessions to sharpen those instincts. Yes. Chanagitappa, Rahul. It was very nice.
Thank you so much, Ji. I mean, it's just a consolidation, ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So
ಹೌದು. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಕ್ರಿಯಮಾಣಾನಿ ಅಂತ ದುರ್ಯೋಧನ ತರ ಕೂತು ಬಿಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ಗೇನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್. Somebody is sitting in my heart. That's what he says, no? If I'm sure everyone is familiar with that shloka. Janami dharmam nachame pravrutti. I know what is dharma, but it is not my nature to follow dharma. Nachame pravrutti. Na janami adharma. Nachame nivrutti. I know what is adharma, but I am unable to let go of committing adharma. Kenapi devena hrudi sthitena. Some deva is sitting in my heart. Yatha niyuktosi tatha karomi. Whatever that controller is telling me, I do anta. So that's a escapism and a justification for his evil deeds. So this prakriti is not for us to take refuge in that. That we can apply this prakriti kriyamanani to the world, to the people we interact with. That will work. For me, to a certain extent, but then that free will, that activation of free will at every moment is important on a personal basis. But when I'm interacting with other people, especially, I should go to this prakriti kriyaman. They are our prakriti thera aur aarta idare.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's all. All right. Thank you so much, Rahul. And I mean,
you all so much. Yeah.
Very, very precious. I know you have done lots of research and your work, your lifetime work you have presented to us. and you have devoted your time to us. Thank you so much. We appreciate it so much.
Pleasure. Thanks so much. Thanks to you. I mean, I'm honestly
Thank you,
privileged to
Rahul.
be part of this group. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful group because of
Yeah.
all of us, really.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Purna. Yeah.
Thank you, Rahulji. Thank you, Purnima ji.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to both of you. We are here.
Thank
We are
you for
here
all of
because
you and all my
ನಾವೆಲ್ಲಿರೋದು?
classmates. Yeah, from all the classmates too. So thank you for everyone, guys. So, bye.
Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityormam amritangamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವನಾನು ನಾನೇ, ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. हरिः ओं तत्सत्. गुरुचरणार्पणमस्तु.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah.